G'day, Stu from UAV Futures here, and today, well, we've got a head-to-head, so two radios from FrSky. We've got the QX7, we've got their new FrSky X-Lite right here, and I'm pretty excited because I really like this radio, but I also use this one exclusively for about the past year. The QX7, I think, is a great budget entry radio. It does so many things right. It's fantastic value. It runs OpenTX, you know, it's got heaps of switches galore, but the one part I didn't really like about it is I didn't use all those features, like all the switches, and also it is really big if you're trying to put it in your hands and carry it around. I feel like it's a very big radio, and if you're just a drone racing pilot like myself, you don't need too many switches. You want something that is much more compact and made for thumbers. Well, this one, the X-Lite, is an absolute treat. Now you can see my full review of this one. That's going to be up here. But what this video is, this is a range test, a head-to-head. So we're going to take it out to the field. We're going to do a bit of a range test and find out, are you going to get some better advantages using the stock configuration with the antennas on their QX7, or are you going to sort of be at a disadvantage or an advantage even on the X-Lite, or are they going to be about the same? So let's cut out to the field, do our tests, and find out, you know, what the differences are between these two radios in terms of range. All right, let's do it. Rightio, out here in the field, let's do it. A shootout, a range test between the X-Lite and also the QX7. Nothing too scientific. All we're going to do, we're going to bind them up to this bad boy right here. We'll start with the QX7 first. We'll walk up the road and find out how long it takes till we go out of signal. Then we'll do the same little test with the X-Lite and find out, you know, is the external antenna or the internal antenna, is it going to make a difference? And I guess for us everyday drone pilots out there. All right, let's do it. Alrighty, so we're going to do with the QX7 first. It's all bound up and ready to rock and roll. Now these antenna placement, it's not perfect. It's actually pretty dodgy, but what I want to happen, I want it to drop out a signal as soon as possible. It's fairly low to the ground, so I'll put my antenna up as well. We're going to go for a spin. I'm on my skateboard. We'll go for a spin with the QX7, find out when it drops out, and then we'll switch it over. I'll bind this up in the exact same spot and then test it with the X-Lite. All right, let's have some fun. And we're going to go through, we're going to look for when it's dropping out, when we're getting some telemetry low, when we're getting some critical warnings, when it's getting recovered, and when we lose it completely and it doesn't come back. I'll try and hold it as well about shoulder height, maybe flat wise as well. I do think it might drop out behind some of these trees. And we've got a car coming.
Telemetry lost.
Oh,
telemetry recovered.
Okay, we're just getting a few warnings here. We did get a lost signal and also a low signal.
RF signal low.
Okay, still low.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, we've lost it behind these trees. See if we can get it back. Alrighty, looks like we. Oh, there we go.
Signal critical.
We just.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
All right.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry.
There we go. It seems to not be liking it. Not too far away. We've got another car coming right here. What we should do, let's go and see how far till it's completely lost. Till we can't get it back at all. Still lost.
Telemetry recovered.
I think
signal critical.
As we go up the hill, it's probably going to change.
Telemetry lost.
Alrighty. So about this telegraph pole, that's where we're losing it for the QX7 and it's not coming back. Alrighty, so that one was dropping out pretty quickly. Not ideal situations, and it was going a little bit crazy, but should be interesting to see how it goes on the X-Lite.
Telemetry lost.
Rightio, let's rock and roll. Time to use the X-Lite, find out, are we going to get some similar ranges? Same drone, we've bound it up now, ready to rock and roll, so let's do it, go for a skate and find out when this one drops out. Alrighty, let's do it. Now coming up here is around where we got our first warning.
RF signal low.
Alright, so we've got a low signal warning right now, probably around the same sort of spot. And I think it dropped out in about 10 seconds. All right, we're still low. We haven't got a critical yet.
RF signal critical.
Oh, there we go, there's our critical. This is where it dropped out. This is where it said telemetry lost.
RF signal critical.
All right, we're still on a critical.
RF signal critical.
Still critical, we haven't actually got a telemetry lost. This is where it was going.
RF signal critical.
So right here is where it was going crazy on the QX7. Telemetry lost, telemetry recovered. On here, we're still on critical and we haven't actually got a lost yet, which is
RF signal critical.
very impressive.
RF signal low.
All right, so we've gone back up to low.
RF signal low.
We're past.
Telemetry lost.
Oh, we got a telemetry lost. We're past where we were before with the QX7, except we didn't get nearly as many dropouts on the way. That's the first time it's lost signal. Let's see if we can pick it back up, see if it comes back up at all. I don't think it's coming back.
RF signal critical.
Oh.
Telemetry recovered.
There we go, recovered. Whew. Alrighty, so I don't know how much that was in focus. I might have been holding my radios completely out of shot, but I've got to say I felt like there was a clear winner when it comes to the X-Lite. I thought the QX7 had great range, and I know this setup isn't ideal with how the antennas are placed and that sort of stuff, but for a fair comparison between the two, this lost it right at the far point, a little bit further than when the QX7 lost it, and it didn't get nearly as many dropouts on the way because the QX7 was going crazy and all that sort of stuff, but this one, I'm very happy, I guess, with the results. So it makes this radio even better, in my opinion. Alrighty, so there it is. There was my range test between the QX7 and the X-Lite, and I am so happy that the X-Lite pulled out in front. I really thought the QX7 was going to do better with their big, I guess, antenna on the outside. The internal antenna in here, I was blown away. I didn't get nearly as many dropouts. I never really have too many issues in my day-to-day drone racing with the QX7 anyway, but just seeing how much more reliable, I guess, this was, even on that little test. I know it wasn't super scientific, but it did give me an indication. I'm a big fan. Thumbs up for this one, and definitely makes me very happy because I do plan to keep using this. I don't think it's perfect in every single way. Like, I do prefer the gimbal adjustments on this one and sort of the longer sticks a little bit. I find the gimbals in here a little bit easy to work with, but for me, I'm sold on the form factor, and the fact that the range is even better, well, that's just another big plus in my book. Now look, I'm going to link both of these radios down below as well, whether you want the QX7, which is great value, you know, if you can get them for like the $90 range, that's a very, very compelling deal. Whether you want the Thumber, whether you're a Thumber that wants something ergonomic and portable, you know, I know this one's a little bit more expensive and it doesn't have as many switches, but if you're a Thumber, something like this, it's just so easy to throw in your backpack, get out and get flying. Anyway, what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below, definitely subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying! Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos, and I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAV Futures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying!